Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at TradersPost for October 24th, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike, Negative RR Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost has got you covered. And today, we're trading prop firms on Inflation Day. We did it, Mike. We did it. We beat inflation. Inflation is below expectations,
That was
which means
awesome.
it's time
Yeah.
for markets to rip.
And if you were paying attention to this morning's candle, that was an amazing candle for 6:30 in the morning during electronic hours. Sorry, I say 6:30. I'm always speaking in Denver time. My apologies. Eastern time, 8:30. That's what I meant.
Happy Friday,
Happy
Ventura.
Friday, Ventura. Good to see you, man.
That candle is such a sad candle for me because I was in that trade. For some reason, I was waiting for that to happen. And for some reason, I moved all night I'm in it. And I moved my stop just to be safe. And it wicked exactly there to wick me out. It ran up. I then chased the chart and lost money on all the trades. I didn't blow up any account yet, but I could not believe all night I waited for this move.
Missed the trade, yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I traded the last 10 minutes of yesterday's session and missed the flash sell-off right at 50. I usually try to get out of my trade right before the 50-minute mark on the hour because it's usually just insane. It could go either direction. It went exactly my direction, and unfortunately, I missed it. Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining us this morning. We think we mentioned that we're working a way to trigger the webhook when placing trades directly on the chart. Could you tell us more about that if there's an ETA for this feature? That feature, I believe what you're referring to is that we are going to bake in the ability to trade directly from the TradersPost dashboard, which is kind of technically still true. If you're not needing a take profit or dynamic take profit or stop loss, which would require the signal price, it is possible to just have TradersPost open in one window with the order form over here. You fill out what you want to buy or sell or exit, and you simply hit the button. And this is going to send a signal to all of your subscribed accounts. So it is possible to get in and out of market orders, at least with Trade or Project X. In the case that you need a limit order, though, you will need to send over a signal price. And under advanced options, there is a box here for signal price. And that means you have to actually manually type in the price right now. I totally recognize as a daily trader how inconvenient that is. So we are working on some ideas on how we can at least get live pricing in here so that the price is always available. And then eventually we'd like to expand this out to include some charts as well. And you can trade straight from TradersPost. Now, in terms of how to do all of this from TradingView, which is, of course, where the live pricing is coming from, there's a couple of different ways to do it. We trade with lines on the chart. So that means that I've got like a basket of lines that I execute here. They have their own alerts tied to them. When the price crosses that line, it triggers the alert and gets sent off to TradersPost. I also have buttons on my chart, which are just play buttons, and they have a greater than zero condition tied to them. For example, here's a short entry trend button. It just says if price is greater than zero, which means it's always going to trigger. The moment that this alert triggers, I want you to send off this instruction to sell M and Q to my trend strategy webhook URL. And that means that all I have to do to get into a short is just click this play button and I'm in. Thanks, Aventura, for pointing out Tom's mic. We're having some technical difficulties with his mic this morning, so we're going to have to use his background mic today. At least it'll sound a little robotic, but at least you'll be able to hear him. It'd be better than trying to read your lips, Tom. I don't know if I can do
it. The sign language. My camera wasn't working 3 minutes ago, so this is a step up from what we were. All right, let's try one.
All right,
it's
couple
been.
minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been a crypto crazy. Is it just me, or did the Trump administration go crazy with crypto over the last 2 weeks? It's just been crypto stories the whole time. The Bitcoin strategic reserve looks like it's on the verge of being approved. JD Vance came out and talked about crypto. Integral part of the society. Trump came out yesterday, a full-on address about crypto. You have it's just been everywhere on all the news stations. Plus, on the other side, you have the dollar. They're coming out saying how the dollar needs. Christine Lagarde is saying how the dollar is weak. Um, Gold is rising because of the weakness of the United States. What is happening here? And then who was it? Senator Cynthia Lummis, who's the sponsor, the primary sponsor for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill, was bringing that plan again from Michael Saylor and from I forget Arthur or someone else about letting gold run up, basically collateralizing that in order to pay to buy Bitcoin within the strategic reserve, for the goal of in 20 years paying off half the debt with the money that would be made. And I'm like, what are you even talking about?
It's called financial engineering, and ultimately the taxpayer paying the bill.
That's right. It's insane. Just absolutely. They're like, oh, we'll set the market gold to the current market price.
Right.
Don't let it be $35 an ounce like what it was in 1971, and then we'll have all this extra money. Wow, nothing could possibly go wrong.
Sounds a little bit like our coverage of the circular financing yesterday between all of the top AI companies at the moment. We're just going to move some money from one place to another. It's just numbers on a ledger.
Oh yeah, CZ was pardoned, the former head of Binance, 4 months in jail, and now he's free.
Yep. Which is good to know. I'm not a fan of the rhetoric that was spinning around Twitter that he was charged with money laundering, because that was not his charge at all. I don't understand why people keep saying that.
Yeah.
Stick with facts, people. That's what we're interested in. All right. Nice gap up here from the open. This is a real gap. This is one that I'm wanting to short.
Me too.
We'll give it a couple of minutes here, but this is the type of short that I would expect to close. So that would mean that we head back to 25,276, which happens to coincide with yesterday's session high. So it kind of eliminates that entire candle of the inflation news. But hey, man, that's just the way it goes. We get the overnight push and then the intraday pullback.
I wasn't sure if, the lower interest rates, the lower inflation data is supposed to lend itself to the fact that the Fed could cut more. But it's not that much of a beat. It's 0.1. Like it came in at 3.0, it's supposed to be 3.1, something like that. And so it's like, it's still inflationary.
I know,
still have
right?
the same stagflation problems.
Yeah. But positive numbers mean good, right, Tom? AB Blue, thanks for joining us. Okay, so I think my plan this morning is to attempt a short entry scalp. Right out of the gate, this is an incredibly sized candle. This is 103 points. So I want to wait just a little bit here because this is a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Half that candle's already been pulled back. My goodness. I'm actually going to move down to the 1 minute just to watch this price action a little more closely.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, this is super interesting. Okay, so that...
All right, where do I want to short from?
I'm not ready to do it yet. I'm gonna wait the full 6. One of my rules is to let three 2-minute candles print before I try to get long or short here. I want to see how we respond around VWAP. B Blue says, Tom, I use Pine Agent every day. You've been crushing in the Blueprint series, man. You're getting a whole bunch of fans around the stuff that you're doing. I loved yesterday's episode as well. The indicators around prop firms. There is so much that can be done in Claude, and you've got me convinced now. I've been so busy, obviously running TradersPost and doing marketing and streaming that I haven't even spent as much time on the coding side. And I want to get a whole setup going because I've got some work I'm going to be doing this winter. My winter project is getting TradingView charts into TradersPost. That is going to be. I've done that work before. I've worked with the TradingView charts before. It's a fun little project. There's some APIs that are going to come out of it. There's some work we can do with indicators, and I know that could be pretty exciting. Not to give too much out too early here, but Tom and I love making indicators. We'll be able to make custom indicators within the TradersPost ecosystem. So if you guys are interested, we could probably start building some of the stuff that we've talked about in Blueprint and make that available within our charting platform. There's a lot of stuff I think we're going to be able to do, which could be really exciting.
What's a little bit painful for me is that there's all kinds of things I can do with Claude Code or with any AI system and TradingView that I can't actually show on Blueprint because I'm not even sure it's allowed. It's so crazy the things you can do. So, but the Pine script agents, I'm so glad you brought that up. The Pine agents script is available on the TradersPost and GitHub. It's totally free. All our indicators are in there. The code for our indicators are in there, so it's already gets you bootstrapped. And what's fun about it is that the more indicators we make, the better the tool becomes because it uses the indicators that are there already also to learn how to make new ones. And
Beautiful.
when I did the one yesterday, Peter was just like blown away. He's like, "How did you make this calendar script within the system?" I was like, "Oh, just a little bit of Palm, a little bit of Claude." Exactly.
A little bit of Claude. Sprinkle a little Claude, sprinkle in a little Chat GPT.
Look at that candle. Oh, that 5 minute, the 15. Jesus, the volume.
I think that's the thing. The buying pressure here is intense. ATR is massive. It's such a large candle here that it's really hard to want to trade this in either direction unless I'm ready to just go full port long. Maybe not full port. I'm just kidding. But at least throw a contract on. We got 39 seconds left on my third candle here. I had mentioned I'm going to wait. We already found a resistance at the new all-time high of 25,522. I'm looking at the 15-minute chart here, and I'm seeing that we're approaching overbought territory. We're not quite there yet, which means there's still some blow off that could happen here. I put R2 up here at 648, which is just kind of an estimate of the typical range between levels. I don't really know where we're going to go. This is my problem with trading all-time highs is I have zero idea where resistance is. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on price action this morning. Incredible buying pressure here. I mean, I made some silly mistakes yesterday trying to sell against this. Made a couple of good trades. The last one at the end of the session was good. But I was down yesterday and I had max profit the previous day. So it's been a good week. I'm up on the week. Let's see if we can make it another profitable day today.
Well, speaking of blue sky territory, today's stream is brought to you by Blue Sky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activations, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. So visit blusky.pro and sign up for your first prop firm account today and trade futures like never before. That's BLUSKY.pro today.
I have noticed that Blue Sky's got some decent direct-to-funded accounts too, and those are going to be something I'm going to look at here next week if I can make it a little bit further in my goals.
And it seemed to be one of those prop firms that has the most number of options available.
Yeah.
It actually took a while just to go through the different breakdowns of what's available there, so it's pretty interesting. Wow, look at that.
Another new all-time high. Good morning, Jarmo. Thanks for joining us. What are you guys seeing out here? Are you long? I saw a price earlier. Was that B Blue? Was that a long at 25,483?
I am so upset I got wicked out. I've been long this whole time. Oh my God.
I interviewed the Strong Trader yesterday. A great interview. Excited to have that published next week. The comment he made is sometimes he'll swing for the fences in some of the overnight moves. And he said one of his last most significant trades in his funded accounts was going to sleep with 3 minis just without any protection. He was just like, all right, I think I'm either going to hit my daily loss or it's just going to hit max profit here. So he put a take profit in place that was way out of left field. I think it was like 250 points away. And he woke up the next morning with 20 grand in profit. And I'm like, amazing. That takes some balls. I don't think I could sleep.
Oh my God.
I don't know how he was able to sleep that night.
I think that's the only way you could do a trade like that. Because if you're looking at the charts, forget it.
Oh, you
Every
would totally
moment, your
lose
heart
it.
skipping chess.
Yeah. How many times have we joked about like the best trades we've ever taken? If somebody could just come in and knock us out, and then, I'll just end up in a coma for a week and then come out of it and go, oh, cool. I made it $400,000.
Always reminds me the best performing portfolios are, in general, are dead people's portfolios.
Yep. I
They
like
just buy and
the
hold.
silly short comment here, B Blue. I'm going to start calling those SSs as well. I have so many SSs. I don't know. No, never mind. I'm taking SS back. We can't use that acronym. I immediately realized how bad of an idea that is. Great. Now I've got our guests like putting words in my mouth. I'm not even parsing them first.
No, that just shows how pure you are.
That I wouldn't even think about it until after the fact. Yeah.
Yes. You
All
did
right.
not watch American History X recently. That makes sense. All right. I'm going to short real bad. I'm on overbought conditions on at least on the 15-minute, if not 2 hour. Like serious overbought conditions and some sort of candle pattern that looks for the downside, because the downside levels, oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. The downside levels I'm looking at today in the near term, obviously there's the weekly VWAP. We could go straight down to there.
Yep.
But I would be expecting 25,147 on the NASDAQ. And if it really, for some reason, Trump decided he wants to tweet today, 24,786.
It can happen.
What's the expected move today? In the options market?
Options markets only says 172 points. So from the open, we basically already covered that.
I see.
About 100 points already. So I think that's where at least today's expiry is not going to be that reliable. It's very likely that we could push higher today, but it could just melt up.
Right.
Jay Wage in the comments here says raw dogging it. Yeah, I don't know how I could ever go back to just raw dogging trades. The stop losses are what helped me. I don't know how he's a strong trader. I guess that's what it is. The strong trader was able to pull it off.
Is that strong? I always think to myself, not Agamemnon, who's the guy in the Iliad? There's Achilles, and he has the axe. Anyways, people who are on the front lines, I always think to myself, are the brave at the front lines or the gullible? Why would you ever be?
I'm not sure.
Why would you ever risk ruin?
The guy's taken over 200K in payouts this year, so he's got something going for him.
But besides that, does he have anything else? That's the question, really.
I see. All right, let's give it a try. We're above VWAP. Let's see if we can scalp out 20 points. I see this pullback to VWAP here. And yeah, I like it right here.
Oh, as a fail-safe for me, because I keep forgetting this trade. I love. Sorry, let me just go back to my chart. I love when the 2 hour the RSI crosses the moving average RSI. I love shorting there. It happens again and again and again. Look, if I actually pull this chart up, I put on the TradesPost confluence of alerts indicator. Let me just show you guys. So you see these white dots. Let's just move them to where they need to be. Okay, so I'm going to check the RSI when it crosses over the RSI moving average. Put it on the chart. So what I like is that you're showing. Anyways, never mind. I want these drops often happens when you have the RSI crossing over the moving average RSI on the 2 hour. And so I have an alert set up just so I never forget that for the buy and sell that gets sent to TradersPost. And I have a strategy sitting there waiting to get that signal for this prop firm. So it's connected to my one account over here. And because I always forget, I always look back at my charts later on and be like, why didn't I take that trade? Oh yeah, because I was busy, I was working or whatever. I didn't realize that the RSI crossed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get a beep and then miss out on whatever red candle that's happening. So I'm going to be doing, for myself, I'm going to be doing a bunch of these different things where I have these alerts like spread around. And so that'll happen on its own. And then my manual trading when I'm on price action live.
I like it. I like it. Beeble asks, Mike, how did you use a line to set entry and stop loss? So in this case, for this scalp long, I'm just using one of those price greater than zero triggers. And that just means that the moment I hit the play button, the trade is executed. Bummer, that was a loss. The moment I hit the play button, this alert is going to trigger. This is basically a very simple condition. Price greater than zero, of course, it's going to trigger right away. That's going to send this message to TradersPost, which would indicate that I want to trade M and Q by one contract. I'll have a take profit of 20 points and a stop loss of 25 points. It's actually a trailing stop that I've set with TradeAvate. And then that goes to my webhook URL for my scalp strategy. I have two strategies on TradersPost that are active. One is the trend strategy, one is the scalp strategy. And in condition, I just kind of try to choose the conditions. The rules are a little bit different for each strategy. With the trend strategy, there's a much larger trailing stop, and I'm really just trying to hold the trend as long as possible. So it's got slightly different rules. I also want to separate those trades so I can keep track of their performance independently as well. So the idea here is that the moment that I hit play on this button here, is the moment that that's going to trigger an alert off to TradersPost. And then simultaneously, I've chosen one of my TradeAvate accounts as my what would be the reference account. That's probably the best way to say it. This is just a reference account since all the accounts, I can't believe I missed that trade. I got stopped out too early. I should have hit my profit there. Just hit an all-time new high. That's so frustrating. Anyway, this is the reference account. So now you can actually see the order that got sent over to one of the 6 accounts that I'm trading. He says, got it. What I meant was I've been using the lines per your video, just had 2 different lines for stop loss and entry. Yeah, you can do it that way. I don't call it a stop loss line. Instead, I just call it an exit line. And the thinking behind that, let me pull up my trend lines and I'll show you what I mean. The thinking behind that is that if I get this green line to trigger, which would be a long entry, that's what the green line is supposed to represent, then one of these white lines would be my exit line. So if price triggers the white line, then that would exit whatever position I'm in. And that's the way that I kind of use those lines independently. What you can also do, though, is have just one line that includes a take profit or stop loss order with it, and then you don't even have to worry about the exit line. It's just entirely up to you. Do you want the exit line? Do you want the exit order with the broker that's a resting order? Or do you want to wait for a price line to trigger on the TradingView chart? Just remember that if you don't have it with the broker, there's a little bit of a delay between TradingView and it finally getting to the broker. So that 1 to 2 seconds of time can lead to a little bit of slippage.
What's the line? The Bulls won it.
Go ahead, Tom.
Your line is the Bulls won it, right? The Bulls want to spark it up.
Yeah, if they want to push it up, then they're going to do it. We just hit another all-time high. Let's see, 25, 550, and 50 cents.
Crypto is pulling back, though. The dollar reversed its drop. Gold is not responding in the same way. So I am looking for a short. That's what I'm looking for.
I want to do it. The bear in me loves it. You know, anytime we hit new highs like this, we're in overbought territory. It's a really good spot, but it can always just be a melt up situation.
Yeah, I don't think I can get a short until noon.
Noon.
That's why I just set the alerts to happen on its own for what I'd be looking for, because I mean, there's what bad news can happen this morning? Why would this reverse completely? Well,
God,
maybe
look
it
at
could,
that.
but
Look at that open 15-minute candle. There were 100,000 contracts traded.
that's
Interesting. Are we going to pull back now and try to close this gap?
well, we're at the 15-minute VWAP. Maybe if we break below there, I mean, we could at least pull back to session VWAP. No, not session VWAP, EVWAP. I just hate the first. Oh, this is not it. This is a healthy sell-off candle. When in doubt, stay out.
There you go.
I am so upset I missed this trade. I can't even tell you. It's going to ruin my wife's entire weekend. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
You won't stop talking about
I
it?
will not stop talking about it.
B Blue says, I've seen the delay. Thanks for the explanation. You bet. Yeah, I see the delay as well. That's why I want to make sure I get a large meat of the move if I'm going to use exit lines. For most of my trend following strategies, they're good for 75 to 100 points. So losing a couple points to time slippage is not that big of a deal. Never really seems to go that way, though, by the way. If you look at my trend signals, if we just look at the exits, more often than not, I usually see sometimes positive slippage. Like in this case, you can see 25 cents of positive slippage on my exit relative to the incoming signal price. So I sent a signal price of 25,261.75, but actually got out at 25,261.50. Those types of events, depending on if you're long or short, can actually be beneficial.
Nice.
You know how bad I want to hit this short button here.
I know. Me too. I'm trying not to do it. Oh my God.
We're not quite
Trying
there.
not to do
I
that.
think I'm going to wait for the official close below VWAP, and then I'll probably go ahead and move to a trend. We'll just have to see if today's one of those days that's actually going to chop more than trend.
Mike, if you wait till the official close, it'll be too late. You have to do it now.
I have to.
Press the
You're right.
button. No, I wouldn't care. There's been a bunch of fake outs for these drops for the shorts. We had that this morning. We had it again at 9:24. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not. Yeah, I'm doing it. Let's spend a few
Do it,
dollars
folks.
finding out.
Okay, so then I wait for the stop to hit for Mike and then hit the sell button. Is that how that goes?
Yeah. You make sure you profit off my stupidity, please. I saw my conditions have a short limit at 25,503. Nice. Well done. Way to get in there. Yeah, we'll see if we bounce up from here. Again, it's so difficult to trade all-time highs here. This is obviously a very small position. I'm just trading one micro, not putting a ton of risk on the table here, and that's because I'm in a probationary period that I've assigned to myself. I have to trade 100 trades and look at the performance of those 100 trades before I'm allowed to move up to 2 M&Q, and I'll just keep moving that way. That's been a good way to keep me accountable to my trades and just kind of look at my performance, go back and review each trade that I've taken and see how many times I've violated my own rules.
I love describing it as probation.
Yeah, I'm in probation right now. I've lost too many accounts this year.
Well, all I have to do is wait for AWS to crap out, and then Upstep will give you a bunch of free accounts.
Well, unfortunately, just like the markets, you can't predict when AWS is going to go out.
Okay, I'm on it. Cloud Code, get to it.
Yeah, exactly. DDoS attack AWS and all of their DNS servers.
What is it? What I do here?
Still looks bearish. All right, that's a full candle close below VWAP. I love gaps. I've always traded gaps well. They have a few different flavors to them. Sometimes you'll see a gap start to fill and then start to push back the other direction. That's called an explosion gap pivot. In this case, we didn't even touch the reentry of the gap or even test the gap at all. It's a bit of a magnet at the moment. I think if there's going to be a healthy retrace from this move, it would at least fill some of this gap before continuing upward. We're still below VWAP. That's going to be my guiding principle here. This may be loss number 2 for the day, and then I'll probably... So you and I discussed, Tom, I think I had a max number of trades rule. I think I'm just going to do max loss for the day. I'm trying to keep it at $200.
Understood. Yeah, I always have an issue shorting when the price closes below VWAP, but above EVWAP.
I know.
Maybe it's
I
just
can't
too
wait for
much.
both though. I've already missed, 70 points if I do that.
But if it, sure,
Sure.
right, yeah,
Here's what I would do. I would add to my short if we close below
right,
EV.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what the right move is for there. I don't know what the stats show for that.
I'd have to do a deep back test on that. Yeah. There's plenty of data.
Right. But it feels like this upward momentum has like stalled out, which makes me want to short.
Could be. If this is a false pullback, nah. This looks sideways here from the open now. I mean, it could certainly post above VWAP again, and then that turns into more of a choppy session. If we don't trend from here into the gap, then it's more of a choppy session, and I'm going to have to switch back over to scalps.
I don't see how we're gonna choppy session. I think we're going down. I get this move up on CPI, but
Yeah.
it's not like that's not, earnings aren't up. It's not
Yeah.
like, it's anything like that. So this is just the derivatives market moving the S&P.
Yep.
This has been buying all through. This is not even the start of it, right? It started at the lows yesterday. Not even the day before yesterday.
Yep.
And so how much buying could there be left? He said right before the market doubled.
Yeah, exactly. We all say before it rips up another 20%.
Is your stop there at 524? Was that the blue line?
It is, yeah. The trend following strategy always has 60 points of a trailing stop, just as a safeguard. It's usually about 3x the size of the candles. 3x of ATR, in other words.
Okay.
But I'll get out before it even triggers that. If we post above VWAP here, I'm going to have to.
Understand.
Do you guys use a specific VWAP setting for session? Well, the nice thing about VWAP is there's only a couple of different settings. In general, you should just rely on the standard settings. I use if I'm on the 2 minutes chart, it should be a slightly different calculation than other timeframes because it's rolling up the volume and the HLC3 that it finds on the 2 minute chart. So as you move through timeframes, you're gonna see a slightly different value. But I always look at the session VWAP as my primary indicator. And then I do have an electronic VWAP indicator, which pulls in the pricing from the overnight session. Bummer. I think that was it, Tom.
Bullish. Yeah.
So I'm going to hit my trend button exit button here, and that's just going to send the exit command to all the accounts, and that exits me out of everything. So second loss of the day, down $100.
All right. Well, I'm not likely to take any trades. So when I feel this way, I know I'm just going to revenge click. And I certainly don't want to blow out 7 accounts being upset. So how do you feel about leaving it here?
Well, let's try a quick scalp long. Let me switch strategies here because now that we're posting above VWAP, I want to see if I can at least pull a few points off the table. We're at an ATR of 27 right now, so I think a take profit of 20 seems reasonable. Let me just match the ATR for the trailing stop and give it just a second here. That's what I was looking for. A little bit of that candle to be retraced. All right. Can I get 20 points and then at least have one more good trade?
Right. Doji on the 15. I wonder what that means.
Whatever this means.
Well, because the Doji is right in between the it's like not decisively placed. Very suspicious.
Yeah, I think this one would mean, oh, geez.
God.
Come on. All right. Well, one of those days.
All right. Well, let's call it.
Happy to call it here. Yep. Let's see if there's going to be a decisive move below VWAP. I'll probably take one more stab at a trend below VWAP and see if we can finally close this gap. There's plenty of move to the downside, but man, like I said, if the bulls want it, they're going to keep taking it.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Some days we win, some days we lose, some days we lose, and then some days we lose. That's just the name of the game, but we're here for it. We'll be back next Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for even more trading and even more Traders Post. Click like and subscribe if you like this. We have all kinds of content on the channel, just like you guys saw, and we'll be back later on today at 4 p.m. for some after hours if you're interested in market commentary and macro. All right. Happy trading, folks.
Cheers, everyone.